Hello everyone, this is the second part of the RPG fundamentals. Today what I'm going to be showing you is how to make items for your RPG. I don't know many RPGs that don't have items, and if they do exist then I'm not playing them. So first of all I've done is I've made 4 scripts here. So I've made an item script, a weapon script, an armor script, and an item database script. So first of all, if you make the 4 scripts, you'll want to get rid of this mono behavior. So we've got a base class for items. Go ahead and get rid of update and start as well. And what we'll do in here is we'll make a public int for the ID of the item. We'll make a float for its value. We'll make a string for the name of the item, and then we're going to make a constructor for the item, and we're going to pass in a value, name, and that's that. We don't need to pass in ID, that will be automatically generated. So what this is going to do is both of our weapon and armor classes will inherit from the item. So this has got stats that both of those classes will share. For example, a weapon might have a damage stat, armor won't. However, a weapon and an armor will both have a value and a name associated with them. So what I'll do here is I'll just put in the value will equal the value that we've declared, and the name will equal the declared name. And I've made a typo here, this should be game item. So we want to set up the weapon next. Go ahead and do the same, just take this out. And then if we can start in here, so we'll make a float to hold the damage of the weapon. We're going to make an enum which will hold the weapon type. So in here you could put anything, so let's have axe, sword, gun, and rifle. Okay, and we'll want a game weapon. We'll call the weapon type, and then we'll store it as type for each weapon. So we'll make another constructor here, which will be called, and we want to create a new weapon instance. So first of all, we need to pass in the parameters here that we've declared. So what I'm going to do is pass those in first. So value, and we need name. And then for the weapon, we're going to need damage, and we're going to need our weapon type, and we'll call that underscore type. Now we want to say, okay, we're inheriting from a base class here, so we'll pass in value and we'll pass in name. Open up the curly brackets, and again all we need to do is say the damage of this instance equals the damage we passed in, and I just put an underscore before the values we pass in here just to make it a little bit easier to identify which is which. You can do it whatever way suits you. So that's our weapon done. We'll just go into armor now and we'll do the same thing again. Get rid of mono behavior, get rid of start and update. So for armour, I'm going to put defence, how strong the defence is. So we've put defence as a float, and I'm going to make an enum again to state the type of armour, what part of the body does it guard. So we'll have helmet, boots, chest plate, and we'll have gauntlets. Again, we need to hold the armour type somewhere, so we'll create a public game armour dot armour type, and we'll just call that type again. So to make our constructor, we're calling it public game armour, the name of the class, and we'll pass in again the base values from game item, which is a float for value and a string for the name. So we'll just do the same again, so underscore value, string, underscore name. This time we need float, underscore defense, and we need an game armor dot armor type, and again we'll call that type. Then we need to pass into the item class we're inheriting from, which will pass in value, and we'll pass in name, and we'll open up brackets. And one mistake that I've just noticed here is we're not actually inheriting just yet. So if you go up here to your class name, you just want to put in here game item, and now we're inheriting from that game item class that we made first, and you want to do that again for your weapon class. So here we're just setting the defense equal to the underscore defense and the type to underscore type if you've named yours that way. So now we can go into our item database. This time we want to keep our start. You can get rid of update, you don't need that just now. So we want to make a list, and we'll make this a list of weapons. We're going to hold our weapons and our armours in a separate list just to make it a little bit clearer. So we've got our weapons list. Control D will duplicate that line. We can call this armours, and we'll make this, that's a mistake, that should be game weapon, and I'll just copy that over here. So now what we can do is we can create a new, let's say a new weapon. So we'll call our weapons list and we'll add to it. We want to use the weapon constructor. So as we see here, we need a value, a name, a damage, and a type. So for value, we'll just put in 30. So this is worth $30. And we'll give it a name. We'll call it the $30 sword. Nice and simple. We'll give it 69 damage. And when we're setting our type, we need to call GameWeapon.weapon type, and then we can place another dot and we can call it a sword. Now you need to make sure that your enum is public here. It's very important that this is public, otherwise you won't be able to access it from this script. So we'll press Ctrl D and we'll duplicate that again, and we'll add a new weapon. This one's only worth $1, and I'm just going to call it crappy gun. Doesn't do too much damage, only does 2 damage. And here we'll just take away the sword and set it to gun. And we can do this again, but for armours we can do add new game armour, and again we need a value, we need a name, we need a defense, and we need an armour type. So for value, set it to 35 this time, set it to purple helmet as the name, we'll give it 40 defense, and game armour dot, it's a helmet of course. So now these examples will be stored in our list. We could go ahead and make sure that they're there. So we'll just say for each weapon, that should be game weapon, W in weapons, we can just print out a message, so we can say weapon is plus the name of the weapon, add another message and we'll say causes we'll print out the weapon damage, and we'll say is a, and then we can check the weapon type, and we'll need to convert this to a string, so we'll just add toString after type, and we'll just do this for the weapon just now so that you get the idea of what we're doing. So we're just populating our list with new weapons of the class that we created here. Once we've done that, we're just printing. So we can go back in to our scene, we'll create a new object. I'll just disable one that I created earlier, and we can keep that what it is. We're going to add itemDB just to this blank object, and we'll open up the console, we'll clear that and hit play, and this should work. And there we go, there's our weapons. So you can see now that they are successfully stored in the game. This is just a starting point. Going forward, we'll look at ways that we can put them in an inventory, or we can display them on screen as actual sprites or models and show different ways that they might be integrated into an RPG.